4 minutes. That's how late your handler is. 4 minutes past the extraction window, standing in a stairwell that smells like bleach and old concrete, phone dead in your pocket, exit route gone. 4 minutes is nothing. 4 minutes is everything. You start counting your own heartbeat instead of the clock, because the clock stopped being useful 9 years ago, the day you disappeared. 9 years ago, you were nobody by design. A new name issued in a beige office. A biography written by strangers, memorized in a room with fluorescent lights that never turned off. You practiced signing a signature that wasn't yours until your hand forgot the old one. No file, no photograph, no birth certificate that led anywhere real. You learned to eat breakfast like a person who had a childhood you never had. The training facility kept the thermostat at 61 degrees. They said it kept people sharp. You just remember being cold. The advancement wasn't dramatic. It was procedural. 18 months of small talk before your first real assignment. 3 years before anyone trusted you with a name that mattered. Every rung up meant one more lie you had to carry forever, filed away in a memory that couldn't afford mistakes. You stopped flinching at things that used to matter. You learned which silences to fill and which to leave alone. Nobody congratulated you. They just handed you the next file. By year 6, you understood the unwritten math. Every report needed just enough truth to survive an audit, and just enough omission to survive the people you were reporting on. You kept 2 calendars, 2 versions of your week, 2 timelines that had to match under questioning. $62,000 moved through an account that didn't officially exist, laundered through a job you never showed up to. You learned that surviving wasn't about loyalty. It was about consistency. The system didn't want the truth. It wanted a story that never changed. Somewhere in there, you lost the thread of who you were underneath the file. You stopped writing letters you couldn't send. You stopped answering to your real name, even in your own head. The people closest to you, the ones inside the operation, became the people you trusted least, because closeness was where cover stories cracked. Isolation stopped feeling like a cost. It started feeling like the only honest thing left. Then the quiet started working against you. You noticed the questions from a colleague getting sharper, more specific, aimed at gaps only your handler, and you should know. Someone inside your own operation was building a file on the file that was you. And in the middle of it, a witness looked at you, really looked and said, your real name, not the one on your documents, the one from before. You had 1 second to decide whose safety mattered more, the mission's or theirs. You chose. It doesn't matter which. What mattered was realizing, in that second, that no version of you would ever get to explain the choice to anyone. Extraction eventually came, 4 minutes late, or 4 years late, or never. The ending always looks the same from the inside. You're pulled out, reassigned, or erased. Either way, no one can testify you were ever there. Somewhere, another beige office is issuing another name to another person who used to be somebody. The thermostat is still set to 61. The lights still don't turn off. The system doesn't remember you. It was never built to.